welcome to today's Q&A. It is the 15th of February already. I know, crazy, right? Can it already be the 15th of February? It can. It is. All right, so welcome. Hello, Miss Anna. Miss Anna's here. All right, we're going to talk about trucking jobs here available at Decker. But before we dive in, I do want to remind you guys that there is supposed to be some weather headed your direction, no matter where you're at pretty much, in the next couple of days. So, as a reminder, yes, yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope you guys had a wonderful one. Indeed. All right, so this is not in the right spot. Why did I put that there? Imagine. Okay, so talking about weather, we do have some rain, some snow coming on the horizons, and that should be coming. Well, I already have it outside my window. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but basically starting in the Portland, Washington area, coming down across areas of Montana. Most of Montana, Salt Lake City area is going to be right on the cusp of it, down towards Denver, and then taking a V. This is the snow area, of course. Taking a V out the Oklahoma City area and going straight north to Oklahoma City. So V'ing it out. Anyways, south of there, you're going to see a lot of rain and a lot of wind. But in the main area, that V area that I was telling you, basically from the northwest to the upper Midwest, you're seeing a lot of snow. So be careful. Lots of strong winds, of course. So be safe. Keep an eye out and make sure that you're checking all your weather apps and communication out there to make sure that all is good, all is well. And as a reminder, since weather's on the horizon, make sure that if you don't already have your cleats, that you can go get those, go claim those from the Welcome Center, from Safety, Jason Sorleen in Missoula, or I think Isaiah has them in Fort or in Bessemer, maybe. Actually, it might be the shop. But make sure that you reach out and get those if you haven't already. That way you are well prepared. Let me double check. Bessemer is at the lobby window, so yeah, Isaiah should have those. Cool. Just be safe. Don't need to be taking long, quick strides on the ice. Also a reminder, before we jump into some of the positions and what the process is, a reminder as well that we are using the TransFlow Geotab units in our truck. And for those of you who aren't aware of that, the TransFlow Geotab system, it's taken the place of actually quite a bit of things. It is the ALK navigation, it is our communication, so our ELDs. It does house our free Wi-Fi obviously through the app itself. You can just turn on the Wi-Fi option. What else does it have? It has you can scan or you can take a picture of your documents for payroll. And of course your hours of service, your ELD is on there. Now remember, when you're using the TransFlow Geotab unit, it's going to be different than the TransFlow app on your phone. It will still be able to provide your scorecards, your smart drive information. You'll be able to link it to the CAT scale, to your DriveWise unit. Currently, for those of you who are on PrePass, it's all linked. But when you're using the TransFlow app on your phone, you do not want to turn on the hours of service or the dispatch, because it'll throw off the Geotab TransFlow unit in the truck. So be safe. Some rules. Cleats, he asks. Yes, like ice cleats. So we have those available at the terminals for all of our professional drivers here at Decker in case, and actually in-house as well. So anybody that doesn't have them and wants them, you just need to sign them out, just like any other equipment that we have or that we provide, so that you have them. Some safe cleats. You can also pick them up at, like Pilot, Flying J, or wherever as well. But we have them available if you want them. So like I said, I just wanted to remind everybody that the hours of service, dispatch and stuff, that should not be on your phone. Just the TransFlow on your Geotab unit. Your settings on your cell phone, they're not compatible with the system. And they can create some issues with the location, providing incomplete or incorrect information for your dispatch when it comes to arrivals, dispatch, empty calls, fuel solutions, hours of service, all of the above. So just make sure that that part of the TransFlow app is not turned on your phone. And DriveWise, because DriveWise has also had some hiccups. That doesn't need to be on there as well. And for those of you who are trying to troubleshoot your DriveWise, if it's not working to its full extent, then what you'll do is you'll sign out of your hours of service on there, and then turn everything off, and then you'll reboot it. So you'll turn it all back on, and that has worked. That's been the go-to. If it doesn't work for you, that's when you're going to need to reach out to the TransFlow VIP support, and that's 813-386-0971 to get that answered for you, and that way we can take care of it. Now remember, Iowa has about 5 locations that they were upgrading within the next month or so. So they're still working on some of those. Other than that, really the DriveWise, which is taking the place of PrePass, is really covers about 2/3 instead of 1/3 of those locations. So it should actually be very, very helpful. It should be an upgrade for you. But I do know that some of the locations in Iowa have yet to be switched over. But they're on the books. They're on the way. Let's keep it up. It's about 11% difference right now between the scales that we've gone through when we were doing all the calculations back in October. It was about 11% difference between what we would have been able to pass versus what we did through PrePass. So Katie's on. Good deal. All right, so that just a reminder, as well as now PrePass is going to go away altogether for us come at the end of February. On February 28th, we're turning off PrePass, and we're moving to Best Pass for all of our tolls. So that should cover all of that as well. So you've got the way station bypass instructions through DriveWise and the tolls through Best Pass as of March 1st. So if you guys have any questions, get a hold of Tania. Tania it's her birthday today, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. So happy birthday to Tania, extension 2370 for all of you who have questions and want to address it with her. So make sure you reach out. That'd be great. And a huge shout out to our hero of the week this week, who's also being recognized as the TCA Highway Angel, not Highway Hero, our hero, our Highway Angel as well. On February 6th, on Sunday, February 6th, Grant Quinton, one of our professional drivers here at Decker, saw a rollover vehicle, stopped, pulled out 2 people from the wreck, the 2 people that were injured, or 2 people that were in it, the grandfather and the 10-year-old grandson, and was able to put them in a safe spot, provide waters and blankets and just a shelter away from everything. And of course, all the safety precautions throughout. But huge shout out, so thank you very much. And this was news to me. Katie actually provided this. She said there are 50 drivers a year that are recognized with the Highway Angel Award. And in the last 2 months, month and a half, not even, we've had 2 professional drivers here at Decker who've been recognized. So quite an honor to know them, to be a part of their lives, and huge shout out to them. So Grant Quinton, Mark Giles, congratulations to both of you. All right, and another congratulations to Glenn Sloan. You guys, we have a lot of hidden bonuses, hidden benefits that I've recognized in the last couple of weeks. Not everybody is well aware of them. This is funny because when Glenn won the prize last week, there was a drawing for Take Pride in Your Ride. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory on this. Take Pride in Your Ride is really a challenge that has been, well, it was brought up during some surveys, and ideas came from a lot of our professional drivers. The whole idea behind it was to take pride in your ride and make sure that the equipment that you've been issued is being well taken care of. Now, you come into the shop, our job is to make sure that everything is in order mechanically, but you want to make sure that the interior is also well kept as well as the exterior. Now, on the road during this time of the month, or this time of the year, I should say, these winter months, you get 2 washes, truck and trailer washes out on the road. Now, you can wash them whenever you want when you're at a terminal, but we do allow for 2 washes, so basically 1 every 15 days while you're in the winter months. The rest of the time of the year, it's usually 1 wash every 30 days. Anyways, what I'm getting at is we love the look of our trucks, and you can see that in the pride. At the beginning of today's live, you saw some beautiful pictures that were provided to us by a lot of our professional drivers who are quite talented at photography. I cannot say the same for myself, so love to see the pictures. Probably the best photos that I've seen of trucks out there. And they definitely take pride in their ride. They take pride in their truck. It's their baby. But the interior is also very important, and the interior can be a safety issue just as much as outside. Making sure that the debris or garbage is not under your seat or at your feet, but it's kept in one spot, that you don't have your everyday items all over the place, scattered, but really taking care of everything. So where I'm going with this is the take pride in your ride challenge was basically brought about by some of our professional drivers who were seeing trucks that just really, they were embarrassed by, and they called them out. And so we came up with this challenge, and every time you come into one of the shops, you are getting a level of inspection, where you're getting an inspection of the interior of your truck as well. And if you're a 1, you need to stop, you need to get it worked on. It is flat out a safety issue, safety hazards. If it's a 2 or 3, yeah, probably need to work on it a little bit. 3 is pretty darn good. But a level 4 is one spiffy looking truck, and really we don't have any suggestions on how you can improve it. It's an elite, very well maintained and organized, no clutter, great condition truck. And so we put your name into a hat, into a cooler, whatever we're ending up drawing out of for the event. And last year we had Cindy and Todd Hopes, one of our professional teams, and they won the $500 gift card. This year was Glenn Sloan. Now Glenn commented, I just won $500 for something I didn't even know I was entered into. Well, you were entered in because the truck is so well maintained, and then obviously we had a few. So I believe we had more this year than last, and we'll continue to increase, I'm sure. So congratulations, Glenn, but I absolutely love his comment that I don't even know I was entered into it. How awesome is that? And this is why I'll stay at Decker. So I love it. Congratulations. Fantastic story. But as always, I'm going to drag it out because I just don't know how to tell the story shortly. Right? All right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the other bonuses. Now that I brought that up, before I go into some of the driving positions, I do want to kind of talk about some of the other bonuses. So some of the benefits, I should say, that you're not always aware of is we use Verizon. A lot of the Verizon Wi-Fi is in the truck. And for a lot of you who use Verizon as your carrier, your cell phone carrier, you can actually get a discount with us. Just reach out to HR if you don't already have the discount and get the information for it. But for additional benefits, Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's an 80/20 plan, medical. We have dental, and we have vision, a Vision for vision, and Delta Dental for dental. Then we have Med One for our prescriptions. Now a lot of these things have changed here in the last year. We've We've done an upgrade on the benefits, changed on over. We also have AFLAC. So we've transitioned over to AFLAC for our EAP program, as well as some of our additional programs. Doctor on Demand is now available. And if you guys need any information on this, get a hold of the recruiting department. The number that is scrolling down on the screen here, that's actually to the recruiting department. And they can get you the basic package, provide you the details on that. If you want to speak directly to HR and the benefits coordinator, you can get a hold of Andrea as well, and she can help you out. What is Andrea's number? I want to say 515-574-4332. That's HR. They can at least get you in the right direction. But yes, we have all of those benefits available. Plus, we have a 401k with a 50% match. Now, our benefits start after 60 days. That's also been an upgrade. So instead of our 90-day wait period, it's now been switched to 60 days that it's available for you. And again, with the Doctor on Demand, you can purchase that. You can stick with the MeMD as well. I think that's like $35 a month if you chose to use that. That's what we used before. But Doctor on Demand is provided to all of our professional drivers who are out on the road using the Decker insurance. So yeah, let me know. Disability, short-term disability, long-term disability, life insurance, long-term, short-term, cancer or critical illness, I guess is what it's called, insurance. Those are all available as well. If you want more information on that, you'll either need to reach out to the benefits coordinator, unless you're speaking to a recruiter and you want those details, the recruiter can get you them as well. But if you are already with Decker, make sure you get a hold of the HR department, and they'll fill you full of all that information. So yes, I think you're totally vested at 6 years, but it's a 50% match and 8%. So you can put in as much as you want for the 50% match, up to 8% of your total earnings. So 50% match, up to 8% of your total earnings. So if you have questions on that, you just let us know. But yeah, that's been upgraded as well. We have a sign-on bonus currently. Currently, it's a $5,000 sign-on bonus. It's an accelerated sign-on bonus. So how this works is within the first year, you'll get paid your $5,000. Each quarter, it's $1,250. But if you run more than 25,000 miles for the quarter, you're going to get an extra 5 cents a mile for all the miles over 25,000. That's for a refrigerated van. But if you're in flatbed, every mile over 20,000 miles is going to get you an extra 5 cents a mile. So you've got that growth as well. And I want to say next week, somewhere around next week, we'll be getting the bonuses, will be coming out, our monthly bonuses. So this is separate. Now remember, the $5,000 is an accelerated sign-on bonus. So it just lasts the first year. But the scorecard and the Smart Drive bonus, that is a monthly bonus, and that is based off of performance and safety. Scorecard is going to have more factors in it. It's more qualifying. So you got miles, you have idle time, fuel compliance. This is as a company driver, because I do want to note that as an owner-operator, lease purchase driver, it is a little bit different. You have no idle time and you have no fuel compliance. Like, those don't count for or against you when it comes to the bonus. However, if you don't have those, you're probably not as successful in the lease purchaser owner-operator position as you could be. So get a good handle on that. And we've got coaching if you need help with that. Okay, so back to company. Idle time, fuel compliance, miles, on-time deliveries, claims, CSA points, and preventable accidents. Those are the 7 criteria that would determine how much of a bonus you would get for the scorecard. Total scorecard bonus is 4 cents a mile. So you could get anywhere from 1 cent if you had 850 for your points, up to 4 cents a mile if you had a perfect score of 1,000. Okay. Now, the Smart Drive is our second monthly bonus, which is a penny per mile. Again, those, I'm going to back up to the scorecard here. The scorecard bonus is 4 cents a mile, or up to 4 cents a mile, on all the miles that you completed for the month. Not just over a certain number, it's all of them. Now, the Smart Drive bonus is also across all of the miles that were completed for the month. And that is an extra penny per mile. Now, the Smart Drive bonus is you need to have at least a 20 or less in order to qualify for that bonus. Whereas the scorecard, you want the higher number. In the Smart Drive, you want the lower number. And we actually have a great percentage of people who have got a lower, or had a perfect score, I should say, on the Smart Drive. So it's very attainable. If you're not getting it and you want to get it and you need help and want to recognize where you're lacking or where you're struggling on that, reach out to Lindy, reach out to Patrice. They will help you. Your driver manager might be able to recognize where the struggle is as well. So they're there for you to answer those questions. Let's see. Scorecard, Smart Drive. Oh, Driver of the Month, another bonus that we've got out there. And a lot of you guys kind of overlook that, but Driver of the Month does take into consideration your scorecard, your Smart Drive. And it's per division. So if you're in the refrigerated division, basically that's one. You've got refrigerated and van all encompass. Flatbed is one. Owner, operator, lease, purchase, we've got that. So if you're one of the top individuals, or if you've received the top position for the month, miles are going to be part of that. Going the extra mile could, so they take a lot of that criteria into account. And if you are chosen for Driver of the Month, then you're in running for Driver of the Year. But you can only be chosen for Driver of the Month one time within a 12-month calendar year. All you have to do is earn it once, and then you can be up for the running for the Driver of the Year. Now, Driver of the Year is actually coming up here in the next month or so. And those are our Driver of the Year awards, and we'll be announcing those soon. I'm always excited about that. And that's for each division, so keep that in mind. And the Driver of the Year, well, first of all, Driver of the Month gets a $100 gift card, plus a $50 gift card to the Decker store, where the runner-ups or the nominees will get a gift from the Decker store and as well as a gift card. Not the nominees, but only the winner for the Driver of the Month will be in the running, I should say, for the Driver of the Year. So the Driver of the Year gets $3,000 bonus. Plus, usually gets to be part of the whole ceremony. And we'll get more details as we get closer, because the last couple of years, we've had some outside variables that have had some effect. The pandemic, some of the, anyways. So we'll give you more details on what we'll be able to do for that. Cool? That one's always fun. And then from the Driver of the Years, for all the divisions, you'll get the Grand Champion, the Grand Poobah. So the Grand Champion wins $15,000 in cash, usually presented by Mr. Decker himself. So yes, very exciting, huge opportunity. So those are the goals that you're shooting for. And like I said, if you guys need help, we have a team of individuals who are there to help you, to coach you, and to get you through. Okay, one sec. Okay, so another bonus. Yeah, there's more. Referral bonus. And actually, we have a new referral bonus. Do you have that number handy, Anna? I didn't know if you still have that number. You can text us here at Decker if you have somebody, if you're currently with Decker and you have somebody that you would like to refer, you may refer them. You just text over to us 515. I don't have that number handy. Let me see. Let me get that for you. But it's 515, and that's all I remember. Let me see. I'll get that. Yes, indeed. You can hear me scrolling. 5, you can text Decker. For those of you interested in coming aboard to Decker who are not currently with Decker, just text Decker to 25,000 and that would also do the trick. So there you go. Let's see, the referral telephone number. Why do I not have this right in front of me? As you can see, 515-517-6928. All right, 515-517-6928. Right? That is not what I wrote. Typed. Boom. There you go. That's what it is. So that's where you can text 515-517-6928, and what that will do is say who is it that you're referring, and you'll put your name in there. You'll put the individual's name and you'll put your name in so that it links and you can get credit for the referral. So the referral, for every referral you bring on, who's hired on, you get $1,500 in cash. That pays within 90 days of hire. $250 on first dispatch, $250 after they've been here for 30 days, $500 at 60 days, and $500 at 90 days. Now, the exception to that is if you've already referred 3 people, and now this is the 4th person you've referred who's hired on, then you're going to get $2,000 in the referral bonus instead of the $1,500. I was going to say just $1,500, but that's a chunk of change. So no, instead of $1,500, you'll get $2,000 for the 4th and 5th driver that you refer within the calendar year, and then you'll get $2,500 if you refer 6, and then any number over that. That's just part of it, because the referral bonus is actually encompass a lot of detail. You have, you'll be part of a quarterly drawing. So the next drawing will be on April 1st. That'll be the first one of the year. So April 1st, there's a $1,000 quarterly drawing for anybody who referred somebody within the first quarter. So that's part of it. You also get business cards, so an elite business card with your name on it. That's really makes life easy to hand out. And then we also have that's because I should have it handy. We also have the, where was I at? The elite business cards. You get a tumbler, like a hot drink tumbler. You get a $100 gift card, Pilot Flying J gift card, if you've referred 3 or more within the year. You get a t-shirt at 1. You get an elite referral jacket if you've referred 5 or more. And what am I missing? Oh, and decals. You'll also get so if you've referred 5 or more with referrals who've hired on within the calendar year, you're automatically in the running for the grand champion for the referral bonus. Now, this is a different grand champion. This grand champion will get an additional $2,500 in cash at the end of the year. But the requirements there, at least 5 referrals for the year. And if there's more than 5 referrals that have hired on, for the year. And if there's more than one of you who have referred at least 5, it's going to be the one with the most referrals. Cool. All right. And should be a lot easier. We've just recently been named top 20 of 2022 best fleets to drive for. So, that'll be a nice decal or logo to put on the side of the trucks as well, right? First time ever. Show. Why did it not want you to? There you go. There you go. For some reason, it didn't want to post your comment there, Anna. We got you. She went ahead and put all those details in there for you, so you've got that. Very good. Oh, there's another one. I wonder why it's not posting. Okay. So that's the part of the referral bonus that's out and available to you. If you guys have more questions on that, get a hold of one of the recruiters. Ideally, reach out to your recruiter if you have somebody that you would like us to speak to, and we can follow up with them. So, very cool. Very good. Yeah, so there's that. 2019, Jesse Torres had 5 referrals within the last quarter of the year. Yes, and he won, of course, the driver referral bonus, the grand champion bonus, and jacket and all of that good stuff. So over $11,000 extra that he made just in the last quarter on referral bonuses. That blows my mind. Last year we had, I believe, Dave Perry and Lisa Ormont both referred. Well, they had 4 people hire on within the year that they had referred. I've heard a couple more, but those are who had hired on. All right, so lots of bonuses, you guys. Lots of bonuses available. I'm sure I'm missing some, Anna. What else am I missing for bonuses? Or extra pays? Like clean inspection. So if you've had a clean inspection, it's an extra $50. Sometimes during the blitz, it goes up to $100 payout on those clean inspections, not just the $50. So we have that. And of course, okay, so I'm just going to take it away from the bonus part and just kind of break it down to what if you run in the Midwest and then you decide, and then you've got a load that goes up towards like north of 90, so of I-95, I-95. Then you're going to get an extra $50 for running up north of there. So those are some extra pays that are kind of hidden that people don't recognize. And then when they get it on their check, they're like, sweet. Yeah. We have that. $25 if you're like in the PA area and then you head up north. So that's an extra $25 there as well. Extra stop and pick pay. We have detention, layover, mechanical breakdown. Those pays are all there. Automatic detention pay. We have a guaranteed pay. So depending on which division, your guarantee could be $1,000 guarantee. In some of our divisions, it's a $2,000 guarantee for pay per week. But again, it depends on what lanes you're running, where you live, all of that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. But there are quite a few bonus opportunities or kind of hidden bonuses, hidden extra pays that a lot of you guys don't recognize, because there's a lot of perks to tell you when you're first speaking to your recruiter. And I know sometimes it's an overload of information. So if you just want them to give you all the details, hang on, it'll be an hour long, or just hop on YouTube and I'll tell you. Let's see. D-Lodge 40 says, how long is training after orientation? Okay, so let's talk orientation pay then. So orientation pay for a student is $1,000 because it's a week-long orientation. But then you have, this is a longer answer, and I apologize because that's just how I am, but it's a long answer, but that's because there's more detail to follow. So you have $1,000 for orientation for the week long for a student. So someone who just recently graduated from a PTDI certified school, so a minimum of 160 hours, or if you just have a month or 2 of experience and you need to go out with a trainer. So it's $1,000 for the week of orientation, 1 full week. Then that's followed by a week of job site training, which you're paid $700 for the job site training. And really it's just at the terminal. You might be running some locals, might be shuttling, but you're getting used to driving and doing that more locally. Then you have 2 to 3 weeks with a trainer. Now it's usually 2 weeks with a trainer, but keep in mind that you're going to be out on the road at that time. And again, $700 a week while you're with a trainer. So you'll be out on the road and you might be far enough away that you're going to need that extra leeway that's why it's pushing 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're out on the road further away, they have time to get you back to get to your truck. So basically, a week of orientation, a week of job site training, and then 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3. So it could be 4 to 5 weeks in total before you're running solo. So hopefully that answers your question. Once you're running solo, you'll be paid per mile. If you're in the refrigerated division, it's 52 cents a mile. If you're in the flatbed division, it's 53 cents a mile. But you're working your way up to 55 cents a mile and 56 cents a mile, depending on your division. And so you're working your way up to 55 and 56 by the end of the first year. Because you'll start with the 52 in the refrigerated, and basically every 90 days, you'll get a penny raise. In flatbed, 53, and every 90 days, you'll get a penny raise. 10 cents per mile is per diem, so you will be able to take or get benefit of that tax benefit for you. Get benefit of that tax. Take advantage of that tax benefit. There you go. That's what I meant to say. Hello, Mr. Tim Olden. Hey, I haven't made it live yet, but Tim, I have your videos, and that they will follow, at least one of them will follow today's live event. So Tim did a testimonial that we'll be sharing. It was pretty cool. I think the first one is a shout out to Dawn. If you haven't seen it, you can also follow him on TikTok. There you go. Okay. What am I missing here? So for the pay per mile, the orientation pay, the training pay, I think that pretty much settled it. Once you're done with training, orientation and then training, then you'll be running solo. You'll get the guarantee of $1,000 a week. In most positions, it'll be $1,000 a week. But remember, that is designed to be like a safety net, not your max pay. Now, there are some divisions, like if you're in a short haul, that's about what you can expect for it. But if you're in an over-the-road position or regional, you're probably looking at a little bit more. But their cents per mile will most likely exceed that guaranteed pay. Now, the guaranteed pay, the cents per mile, I should say, whatever your experience level is, times the number of miles, if they exceed that guaranteed, that's what you'll be getting. The guaranteed pay requirements are the same as the guaranteed pay requirements for the sign-on bonus. The exception is you only have to be 70% compliant for the sign-on bonus each quarter versus 100% from week to week. So if you didn't meet the qualifications for the guaranteed pay your first week, that has no bearing on your second or third week, if that makes sense. Thanks, Carrie. Carrie, how's it going? Carrie started 3 weeks ago. Now I'm losing track of weeks now, Carrie. You guys are enjoying everything, I hope. Being taken care of. So, yeah. Where was I at? So basically, the guaranteed pay requirements, make sure that you're available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. Get your paperwork in on time. Hey, you guys, remember I mentioned the TransFlow Geotab unit in the truck? You just take a picture with it, and that's how it gets over to the payroll department. So get your paperwork in, no load refusals, be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No preventable accidents for the week, no CSA violations for the week, and of course, on-time delivery. So those are the requirements. Pretty basic, I know, but they're there. So we're all holding each other accountable. D-Lodge 40, since PTDI no longer certifies trucking schools as of February 7th, how does tuition reimbursement work? As long as it is a minimum of 160 hours. Great question. As long, and I guess I didn't realize that they weren't certifying. I just thought that they had to meet those requirements. I thought they were all bumped up to PTDI certified requirements. So you bet, Gary. So that being said, after you've been here for 90 days, then we will reimburse $200 a month to you directly for if you're a recent graduate. So, sorry, I'm going to make myself a note to give Carrie a call. Okay, again, if you came directly from a school, minimum of 160 hours, and you met all those requirements, then you came to Decker, you trained with us, and then you started going solo. After you've been here for 90 days, we'll pay you $200 a month to maximum of $6,000. Or whatever the cost was, up to $6,000. So if it was a $5,000 course, it would be obviously up to $5,000 at that point. Cool? Excellent. Excellent question. Yeah, so I guess my understanding, and maybe I should get a little bit more, I thought they all increased their expectations, their certifications, I guess. Not certifications, but requirements for the schooling. Because as of now, you can't just go and get your CDL if you're new to trucking. You can't just go on your own and bring a truck up there and get your license. Now you actually have to complete the course. And I see that you probably recognize that. But for those of you who didn't know that, that's as of the 7th of February. Yep, up to $6,000. Save your paperwork, she says. Yes, save your financial paperwork so that we can cover you. Good call. Good call, good call. All right. I'm sure there are more bonuses. I'm trying to think of what other bonus and guaranteed pays and all that kind of stuff that we have to keep you up to date on that. Okay. If you have any other questions, let us know. I'm just going to address, Anna did put on here with the flatbed, we do require 6 months of flatbed experience for our over-the-road flatbed division. If you don't have that, but you have a year of tractor trailer and you want to go into flatbed, we can train you. It's just a requirement of a year of tractor trailer experience at that point, if you don't have the 6 months of flatbed. PTDI removed their certs and referred to the FMCSA standards. Okay, cool. That's what I understood it to be, but I didn't even think about PTDI removing their certifications. It didn't even dawn on me. I just knew that everything was changed to the FMCSA standards. Good to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Little education. Just kidding. Okay. All right. What am I missing here for bonuses and stuff? I think we pretty much covered it. But I'm sure there's every now and then we have like now that as I'm saying this, every now and then we do have some games that we play or competitions that we do. Well, that'll have extra pays here and there. I mentioned the inspections. We do pay extra for those. We also pay extra for the quarterly safety bonuses. So each quarter we have a safety e-nugget is what we call it. So it's just a safety training that's available on our Luma platform. And then when you finish that, you go into a drawing for gift cards. So that's another one. What are your trucks governed at? Trucks are governed at 68 on the cruise, but 65 on the pedal. And speaking of trucks, they have like everything you can imagine in them. Well, pretty darn close at least. We have microwaves, we have refrigerators, we have APUs and inverters that run those things. We have a 32-inch television, plus the Epic View satellite TV, which is company paid. It's 100 plus channels, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Sunday Ticket, all of those, plus so much more in there. We have the free Wi-Fi through our GeoTab unit, which also has the navigation, the communication to your DM, so dispatch, your fuel routing, your hours of service. It has your DriveWise, Best Pass. It will have your Best Pass, currently pre-pass. And there's a lot of it. Your scorecard, your smart drive, your pay is all on the TransFlow app. So all of that is available to you. We have CB units in the truck. We have Sirius Radio. All the equipment for Sirius Radio is in the truck. You would just need to hold a subscription. But don't forget, we have free Wi-Fi, so you can stream as well. Hands-free, by the way. Hands-free, always. We have the smart drive unit, which is our safety unit that's in the truck. Does include both inward and outward facing event recorders, lane departure, speed gauge, following distance, all of that. Remember, that's one of the bonuses that we have is based off of that one. You may have answered this already, but do you hire out of Denver, Colorado? Absolutely. Yes, we have refrigerated, and I believe we do some flatbed out of Denver as well, depending on, of course, making sure that you meet the minimum requirements. The Denver area, you're looking at about 2 weeks out at a time in the flatbed. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks out at a time in the flatbed. Refrigerated, we can do every 7 to 10 days in the Denver area. Or you can do 2 to 3 weeks or more out on the road as well. Basically, we figure for every 7 days you're out, it's a day and a half home time. But yes, we do hire out of Denver. It's a great location for us. You can run coast to coast in the refrigerated, so you can run out west, northwest, midwest, towards the east. You can also run more like Denver east. So say you don't want to run out west, you do have the option to stick east of Denver. So yes. And again, out 2 to 3 weeks, out 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days is going to get you about a day and a half to 2 days home. But yes. Equipment wise, now with the flatbed, we've got, of course, the, the headache racks. They're all chromed out. The chromed out catwalk, the side box for storage as well. A little bit more chrome on the flatbed trucks than on the refrigerated trucks. Now the refrigerated trucks, the Ultraloft sleepers, the Ultraloft for the Peterbilts mostly. Now all of our trucks as of 2019 and newer are double bunk. And I don't think I missed any of the amenities that we were talking about. I think I covered all of those that are in there. I'm thinking. Make sure I get all that. Hey buddy, how are ya? George Solano, hey Jesse, how many trucks do you guys have? Roughly about 680. Rough estimate, right about 680. So we've got company drivers, we have owner operators, we have lease purchase. I know we have at least one owner operator on here because I saw Tim just a little bit ago. But yeah, so we do offer, depending on where you live, there are some locations that we don't offer the lease purchase or owner operator positions, but for the most part, yes. Where else? Company positions, depending again where you're at, would determine if you're in the flatbed hiring area versus the refrigerated hiring area. Currently, we have some local positions as well for those of you who are interested in local. If you live in Des Moines, Iowa, so this is a but you have to have. If you live in Des Moines and you want a local position, now we have quite a bit of options, but one of the local positions is requires hazmat, requires running some flatbed, hazmat tanker, flatbed, refrigerated. You could be running out 175 miles and back. It's a home daily position, starts at 7 a.m., runs roughly to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. And so that one there pays $23 an hour. So if you're interested, again, this telephone number is the one, you're welcome. This telephone number is the one that you want to reach out to and get a little bit more detail on. But again, it's $23 an hour. It does require tanker and hazmat. It's home daily. And you'll be running with a variety of equipment. Trailers. Then I also have a local. We have a local out of Bessemer, Alabama as well. So there's that available. Thought I just saw... Oh, that's Anna responding. Sorry. It popped up and then I wasn't sure. So yes, we also have a local out of Bessemer, Alabama. Now, this one is also a 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. run, occasional Saturdays. So it's roughly between 40 to 45 hours per week. It's flatbed. So you're hauling pipe, steel, wallboard, a combination, and you could be running about a 200-mile radius out of Bessemer, Alabama, which, for those of you not aware, it's right around Birmingham area. That one pays $19 an hour. So yeah, roughly about 40, 45 hours a week for that one. You do need to have a year of flatbed experience. That is one requirement. So you do need to have flatbed experience. You said, what requirements do trucks have to meet for owner-operators supplying their own truck? Well, it has to be at least within the last 10 years. So it can't be older than 10 years, the truck itself. And of course, it needs to meet all the maintenance requirements, DOT maintenance requirements. We'll have you take a picture of it. Weight-wise, you need to be able to haul 45,000 in the refrigerated division, really across the board. So you need to be able to run at least 45,000. Those are the basics for requirements, owner-operator requirements. But the year is usually the biggest one. And that being said, you need to be able to use the geotab unit in the truck because that will be installed for you. You don't, but we do use them at times, so we can help set you up with one if you don't have one. Because we do work with some of the ports. Oh, sorry, the question was, do you have to have a TWIC card? You don't have to have a TWIC card, but we can help set you up with one since we do run some of the ports. Hazmat is also not required, so we don't require a hazmat either. We also have, it's not really local, but it's pretty regional. Sorry, I have to sneeze. We have a regional position. It's Conestoga. We just have one of these. So far, I've mentioned one Des Moines, Iowa local, one Flatbed local out of Bessemer, Alabama, and now I'm talking about one dedicated Conestoga position out of Tifton, Georgia. Now this one guarantees $1,500 a week. You're home on the weekends, sometime during the weekend, and you could be through the house multiple times throughout the week. It pays 55 cents per mile if you don't meet the minimum requirements of, to get that $1,500 guaranteed pay per week. Now, keep in mind that the guaranteed pay are the same guaranteed pay requirements of the other division. So make sure you're available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals, no CSA violations for the week, no preventable accidents for the week. Get your paperwork in on time. I almost forgot to say that one. And no late loads. I think I covered them all. So it's just 6. Yep. You're welcome. They are good questions. I like them. So yeah, $1,500 is the guaranteed pay for that. You guys make sure you're getting your loads in on time. You have to have the loads in by Sunday night at 10 p.m. The cutoff is really midnight, but the thing is if there's a delay in getting it and you do it after 10, we've got nothing to stand on there. So make sure that you get those in. The loads for this Conestoga position. So it's Conestoga. They all originate out of the Tifton, Georgia area. You're hauling aluminum. You'll pick up a preloaded trailer of aluminum, and then you usually are running within about a 500-mile radius of Tifton. So South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, obviously Georgia, all areas you'd be running. And it's about 3 to 5 stops per load. So preloaded trailers running about 3 to 5 stops. But you are still responsible, even though they're preloaded, you're still responsible for the securement of each load. It's Conestoga. They're live unloads, but like I said, about 3 to 5 drops. And then you're going to deadhead back to Tifton. You could possibly get a load back, but usually it's deadhead back. And it's home weekly, sometimes sometime during the weekend. So, cool. Okay, so Des Moines, Iowa local, Bessemer, Alabama local, Tifton, Georgia, dedicated position, home weekly with a guarantee of $1,500 a week, Nashville, Arkansas. Okay, make sure you know which Nashville I'm talking about, but Nashville, Arkansas, Texarkana area. We also have a flatbed dedicated position here. You're running anywhere, you'll be making anywhere from 56 to 70 cents a mile, depending on your experience level. Yes, there is a minimum pay of $1,000 a week. And yeah, you guys are definitely working hard. getting some good miles in there. You're running about 200 to 350 miles for the loads, and then you're picking up drywall. So picking up, delivering drywall for the most part. Well, pretty much everything. Job site deliveries, warehouse deliveries, they're preloaded and they're pre-tarped, but you're still responsible for securing and unsecuring all those loads. Live unloads. It is a home weekly position. You might be through the house, depending on where you live, you might be through the house during the week as well, but that would just be for a 10. So it's home on the weekends. Yep. Mileage pay, I think I said this, but anywhere from 56 to 70 cents a mile, depending on your level of experience. A guarantee of $1,000 a week. Minimum. Any questions on that one? All right, so that was another dedicated. We also have some short haul positions out of Fort Dodge that are currently available. So Fort Dodge, Iowa. That's our main terminal, for those of you who didn't know that. Fort Dodge, Iowa. And those are going to get you home daily in most areas. So if you live in Fort Dodge or Des Moines, and then you're headed north to Milwaukee, if you live in Omaha, Nebraska, if you live in Sioux City, I think I'm trying to picture my map as I'm bouncing around. But those are the ones that we currently have available. And that is for home daily as well as on the weekends. Guaranteed $1,000 a week minimum, and your rate of pay again between 56 and 70 cents a mile depending on your experience level. Eric, where in Kentucky are you? Why don't you give me a little bit more detail on where you're at, because that will determine what I have available. So if you don't mind, then I can be a little bit more specific to what you have. Like if you're in the Louisville area, I have a refrigerated position that can get you home weekly. It runs, basically if you take Denver, everything east of Denver is going to be in that division. We don't do a lot of the Northeast, but we do have some runs that'll go into PA, New Jersey sometimes, but mostly the Midwest, like Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia, Alabama. Yeah. So I don't know, Eric, I don't know if that helps you or not. If again, I was just spouting out the Louisville area. We also have flatbed out of there. Now the flatbed can, if you decide to run coast to coast, you have that option. You also have the option of home weekly in our flatbed and a guaranteed pay of $14.50 a week. $14.50 a week that's for flatbed home weekly position. So whether you're looking for refrigerated or you're looking for flatbed, you can do home weekly. The guaranteed pay is going to be a little bit different. The rate of pay per mile. Remember, the rate of pay per mile is what you would get if you didn't meet the expectations for the guaranteed pay requirements. Those one more time are be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. Get your paperwork in. No CSA points for the week. No preventable accidents for the week. And no driver service claims. So 6. No, we do not haul doubles or triples. We do not. It is a single trailer. And that is it. 48 for flatbed, I believe. And 53 for refrigerated or dry van. Currently full on our dry van division though, for those of you who are wondering. We can train also, for those of you who are wondering, we can train in refrigerated. We can train in flatbed. However, there are restrictions to when and where we can train with the flatbed. If you are in the Midwest and you're looking to train in the flatbed, that you just need to meet the minimum requirements for your Class A CDL, which is FMCSA requirements. And then, of course, so a 160-hour course at least. And then, what am I missing here for training? If you're in the Southeast or you're going to run coast to coast in the flatbed, then we do require at least 6 months of flatbed experience, or 6 months of flatbed, or 1 year of tractor trailer for us to train. But again, at that point, we're not training. So that's where a little bit different. If you have questions at all in what we have available out of your area, you need to get a hold of the recruiting department. 888-668-0698. That way we can answer your questions that are specific to you and your situation. Like, what's the rate of pay? What's my home time? You can feel free to put it in the chat. I'll answer them, what your rate of pay and what your home time would be, based off of your experience level, based off of where you live, what the guaranteed pay is. But again, it just depends on all of those factors and what division, of course, you're looking at. Flashback. That is cool. I've never seen anybody's name come across like that. Do you have any flatbed out of New York? I have metal coil endorsement. You know what? Now that you say that, I think... What's your zip code, Flashback? What's your zip code? Because I think... I gotta think. I think there is an area in New York that we have. I need to double check. Give me 1 minute here. Yeah, I've got flatbed in parts of New York. Like I said, we do some around the PA area. So if you're in southern New York, we should be... Okay. Let me try yours. Yep. Okay, cool. We can. I just need to double check. I had to plug it in our fancy little spreadsheet here. But yes, Flashback, we do have flatbed out of your area. We do haul coil, so that would be fantastic. We don't haul as much coil in that division as we used to, but we still haul the coil. Seems like we haul more in the Midwest than we did in the past, but not as much in the OTR one. Kind of moved it around. But yes, absolutely, we can do that. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay. Well, I realize, as always, I am long-winded. Cool. Just give us a call, 888-668-0698. You can apply directly online, drivedecker.com. Let us know where you heard about us so that we can, we know what's working, what's not, right? But yeah, then we can help you out there. Qualifications. Now, this is something I probably should have mentioned. I talked about the experience qualifications, but I really haven't talked about the overall qualifications. You can have, say you have a ticket or a moving violations. We can work with minimum or minor, I should say, moving violations. So if you have a speeding ticket, or maybe you even have two, but they're like 5 to 10 over, we can work with that. We cannot work with a ticket that's 15 or more over. That's considered a major moving violation. So is following too close, or erratic lane change, or driving too fast for conditions, or reckless or careless. Those are major moving violations that have to be at least 3 years old for us to work with that. So keep that in mind when you're wondering whether or not you'd be qualified. Eric, we do have flatbed out of your area. So out of Vanceburg, sound right? So we have flatbed. It's over the road. Let me just give me a second here. Let me look this up just to make sure, because I am not sure where that is. I just want to double check myself and make sure that's the only thing that I have out of there. Whoops. There we go. Let's investigate here. Oh, look at that. I can't spell. Yeah, so that is going to be the only thing that I have out of there. And so is the flatbed, and can get you home about every 2 to 3 weeks. 60 miles from Lexington, 60 miles from Cincinnati. Yeah, that's what I kind of needed to eyeball that one to make sure. But you are far enough south and east that that's the only option that I've got right now within Kentucky. So great question. We can train in flatbed for that position if that's what you're looking for. You just have to have at least a year of tractor trailer experience. Okay, so for other qualifications, I mentioned the tickets, moving violations, and what we could and could not work with. I do want to remind you guys that the PSP report, which is the pre-employment screening report, also a reflection of your CSA score, that does count towards incidents or towards tickets, moving violations, things like that. And not everybody is recognizing that. Ever since 2010, well, it was supposed to be 2010, but when did it actually go into effect? I think it was like 2011? I can't remember. Anyways, because I remember in 2010, we're like, oh, 2010, this is going to come out. Yeah, it didn't. Anyways, the PSP report, which is your CSA violations, if you have warnings on there, they do count against you because the insurance is going to weigh it the same. So if they see a ticket, a 15 over ticket, and even if it was considered a warning, it's still showing up, and therefore it's still weighed in on whether or not we can work with it. So please keep that in mind. If you have questions on it, feel free to let us know. If you've been able to fight it and get it taken off your MVR or your PSP report, that's fantastic, but we'll need that documentation to get it cleared up. You're welcome. Thanks, Eric. Okay. We talked about tickets, moving violations, accidents, and incidents. We cannot work with a DOT recordable accident, that's preventable, of course, within a 3-year period. So that's going to have to be at least 3 years old as well. That's DOT recordable, preventable accidents. Okay, so if you were in a DOT recordable accident, but it was considered non-preventable, you'll be fine. If you had a backing incident or maybe landscape incident, those are like when you're turning into a shipper or receiver, it's a tight one, and they report that you ran over the grass or something. I know they do that. then yes, we can work with it. But if you have 3 or more of those, if you have more than 3 of those, in a 3-year period, we wouldn't be able to work with it. So yes, we can work with minor incidents, but not DOT recordable accidents. Again, preventable in all cases. If it's a non-preventable, then you're going to be fine in all cases. If you are prone to hitting deer, those are non-preventable, but we can work with them. Not that I want you going after them, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I have definitely gone over my limit, but if you guys have more questions, you can always reach out to us at 888-668-0698 and apply online at drivedecker.com. We've got some recruiters there waiting to answer some phone calls, answer some questions. They'll take good care of you. But before I let you go, I really would like to share some of the pictures that I shared at the beginning. So if you missed them, I got more. These are some of the mountain pictures, the trucks and pictures that some of our professional drivers shared with me at the end of last week. And they are brag worthy. So thanks, Carrie. So they are brag worthy. So I am going to show them. They're gorgeous. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next Monday on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTLink at 4 p.m. Central on Monday, and Tuesday at noon Central right here on our YouTube channel. You guys have a great one. Take care and be safe.